on these Cenlaw broadcasting stations. Now your forecast from Storm Team 5.
Good afternoon. Coming up on 12:22, the yellow outline is the tornado watch. But in seeing what the Storm Prediction Center is thinking here, they're going to probably expand this westward, maybe a little further north, and they're going to extend the time on this probably well into tonight. And as I said earlier, I think we're under this watch for a while. Skywarn 5 live Doppler radar shows the storms. You can see how they kind of curl a little bit. There are just different echo patterns we're looking at here. And these storms, they are rotating weekly in some cases, so you need to keep an eye on the sky right now. But thankfully, at this point here, just double checking, no warnings. So far, so good. Had one weak tornado reported in a field down near Arnaville this morning, but that's it so far. We will see more as the next few days wear on. Let's go ahead and look at our planner for the rest of today. Windy, the winds really start to pick up. We've seen gusts near 25 at the station, but already hitting 45 in New Iberia and Lake Charles. The scattered storms become more numerous, and by probably 10 to midnight tonight, we'll start to work some of that heavier rain in. And then tomorrow morning, things really start to come down. 87 degrees out at the airport right now, 88 in Natchitoches, 86 in Lake Charles. It's humid, and as you know, it is windy. There is the northern fringe of Ike right now, but what we're focusing on more are these little bands of thunderstorms that are working inland, and they're racing northwestward at about 60 miles per hour. So it'll be there, and you'll see the skies get dark, and then it's quickly gone. But some of these storms, again, could contain tornadoes. So while there are no warnings right now, it's something we are definitely monitoring carefully. Here is the broad circulation of Hurricane Ike right now. Looks like an eye trying to form, but really I think that's still that dry air punch coming in on the west side. But there is at least some sort of eye-like feature. We can monitor the path of this through that, and we are keeping a close eye on it. It looks like Galveston Island, again, is the area that gets hit hardest, then right up through Houston, and east of Dallas toward Tyler is where that center will go. Here's your latest on Ike, 104, 105 mile an hour max sustained winds, west-northwest motion at 12, and the pressure 954. If you're plotting at home, 27.2 north and 92.6 west is the location. And we did have an oil rig earlier that had 125 mile an hour sustained winds, but those were about 400 feet up. Now, the path forecast brings it in near Houston. The consensus is basically in between just west of Houston near Freeport up toward Beaumont, and those areas along the Texas coast east of landfall, and then areas all the way out to the mouth of the Mississippi River are going to see huge amounts of water come in. We've already seen these storm surge levels close in on 9 feet on Pecan Island, over 7 feet in Cameron, and then some water even making it into areas of Lake Charles right on the actual lake there. So a lot of water problems down south for us. I did up the wind a little bit. I think peak gusts from 55 to 65, maybe 70 out west, so scattered power outages, even as you head out east. Now, these are not the absolute top wind possibility, but this is kind of the average gust I think we'll see for a top for the topmost wind capabilities. We could, in stronger storms, see that change, though. Here's your rain forecast, about 4 to 8 inches out west, 3 to 7 inches along I-49, and 1 to 4 in Natchez. Don't let your guard down when you see these numbers, because they're not as high as what Gustav gave us, but we still have Gustav's water, a lot of that to deal with. So 3 to 7 inches could do the same as 15 inches did from Gustav here. I'm worried about the flooding threat, and I'm also pretty concerned about that tornado threat. Now, this is going to show you the rainfall accumulation from Viper. Viper's coming in a little bit further west, so we're going to have to shift these totals a little further east. And I put a few little areas on here where you can see how that rain's going to pile up through Saturday and Sunday. For Alexandria, Viper has, in the end, about 3.6 inches down toward Lake Charles near 6, and the maximum rainfall total just east of Galveston at about 13.2. And I think that's pretty close to accurate right there. For us, I did bump these numbers up a bit, but you kind of get an idea that the rain will be lighter as you head out east of the Mississippi River. But for us, it's a pretty hard hit here from Ike. And tomorrow's winds, they prove that. Again, winds 25 to 45 miles an hour when you wake up at 7 in the morning. We could see higher gusts on the order of 55 to 70 miles an hour out west. So power outages are going to be a problem, especially the further west you go. Those winds start to slack up a bit late tomorrow. But because of the angle of approach of this storm, it's going to move inland, but not away from us, so to speak. So our closest pass to this is about 200 miles from the center, it looks like, but it's going to stay at that distance from us for some time. So there is that threat for heavy rain and severe storms. Tornadoes a possibility. We start to see this effect from Ike dwindle late Sunday. On Monday, I think a front moves through, and after that, I know it's a long, long way away, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, mid-80s for highs, lows in the low 60s, and low humidity. It is going to be beautiful weather for next week, which is hard to envision right now. Call us at Weatherline 442-1110 is the number. We'll get your forecast right there.
So no other way to say it. Everybody just needs to get prepared.
Be ready. Have the generators ready to fire up. You may need that again.
Alrighty, thanks, Nick. And we'll have more News Channel Vibes midday when we return.